Transformation is often slow and quiet, but no less magnificent. Like a caterpillar weaving itself into stillness, hidden in a cocoon, unseen by the world, until one day it breaks free in beautiful color and flight. Or like a child whose legs tremble with the weight of newness, who falls more times than they stand, but keeps rising, reaching for balance, for rhythm, for strength. That is how this house has come to life. We began with earth on our hands and dreams in our hearts. The first court was our stumble, our wobble, clinging to uneven walls, drying in the sun like uncertain steps, but holding on. It wasn't perfect, but it was necessary. A foundation of effort and patience. Now the second court comes like wings unfolding, like feet learning how to move with purpose. The outside walls stand proud, rest in their earthy armor. Inside, some rooms are already wrapped in warmth, while others wait their turn, slowly being transformed by our touch. Every handful of soil, every pressed palm, is a mark of becoming. This is no longer just construction, it's metamorphosis. A quiet bloom, a journey of crawling to flying, from dreaming to dwelling, and we are still becoming. Hi, my name is Sowino. If this is your first time here, welcome. On this channel, I share stories of my life through cooking, farming, and homesteading. If these are the kind of things that interest you, I'd be so grateful if you join this little family by clicking the subscribe button. There's a lot more to come. With each new section we cover, a silent poetry unfolds, an invisible thread weaving through grain and groove, anchoring this space to something deeper. The act is simple. A hand presses, a surface receives, but the meaning behind it stretches far beyond the eye. What was once skeletal is now starting to feel sacred. The textures are no longer just practical, they're beginning to speak. Whispers of effort live in the curves, traces of intention hidden in every contour. As we move from one wall to another, there's a quiet assurance growing, like roots digging into familiar ground. These inner spaces, still in the process of becoming, are already holding warmth. They cradle the energy of every choice, every pause, every correction. And though our pace is steady, it is never rushed, because becoming isn't a race, it's a revelation. Every inch tells of care, of resolve, of transformation still unfolding. It's funny how we've been walking past this entrance every single day, stepping over it, through it, around it, like it's just part of the background. And yet today, as we finally start working on it from the inside, it suddenly feels like it's been waiting for us all along. It was always there, right in front of us, but somehow easy to overlook with all the other parts calling for attention. Now that our hands are on it, it's like, oh, you too? You've been patient. You've been part of this story from the beginning. And today, you're finally getting your share of care. After we wrapped up the outside walls, we noticed cracks showing up on the second court. Nothing serious, just little signs that the earth is settling, breathing, doing its thing. We'll sort those out when we get to the third layer, and if anything still shows after that, we will deal with it during the fourth coating. For now, that's not what's stressing us. This stage was really just about sealing in the rice rows properly, filling any gaps, and making sure everything is held together nice and firm. Like I mentioned in the last video, this isn't the final finish. It's more like tucking everything in, getting things ready for the real beauty to come. Those little cracks we see, they might look like flaws at first glance. But what if they're actually part of the story? Like wrinkles on a face or rings inside a tree. They show us where the structure has moved, stretched, and adjusted to its own flow. They remind us that nothing truly strong is without its moment of vulnerability. Sometimes, it's in those tiny imperfections that real character is born. It's a quiet reminder that growth isn't about being flawless. It's about being willing to change, adapt, and keep going no matter what. So, maybe those cracks aren't something to worry about. They just prove that this house, like all of us, is alive and becoming. We are moving slowly but surely, covering the front part of the house step by step. The living room is done, the entrance inside is wrapped up, and now they're working on the upper part of the entrance. Meanwhile, the kitchen is getting sealed too. I don't know why, but every time I step inside the house, the kitchen fills me with this kind of excitement. It might not be the dream kitchen, but compared to where we started, it's already a huge upgrade. Just right for the house and for everyone living here. It's funny how you all tell me you can't wait to see the house finished, and honestly, I feel the same way. I have got so many ideas swirling around, and I know with your support and energy, we'll turn those ideas into something real, something beautiful. What's one corner in your home that makes you feel something special? Maybe it's not perfect or fancy, but it holds a story or a feeling that just sticks with you. For me right now, it's this kitchen space, full of possibility and promise. Every time I walk in, I start imagining all the meals, conversations, and laughter that will fill in it. So tell me, when you think about your own space, what spot gives you that little spark? Let's share those moments. Remember that entrance section we mentioned a while back? The one we were supposed to fill once the Makuti guys were done? Yeah, that one. We actually got to it already, gave it the first coat, and now that it's nice and dry, it's ready for the second one. They had already started earlier, and by now, two fundis are working from the outside on that high wall, while inside, one is applying the mix and the other is helping pass the mud up. That part is no joke. It's quite a height, so teamwork here really saves the day. The kitchen walls are still ongoing too, slowly shaping into something solid. And when we pull back for a wide shot of the living room, the entrance, and the kitchen, it's wild to think how far we've come. The entrance is still in progress, the kitchen's halfway there, but everything is really starting to connect. You can finally see the spaces taking their roles. You will see me here picking up stones and putting them all in one place. It might look like a small, simple thing, but in my head, I already know they'll come in handy for the project later on. Maybe for the kitchen floor, the foundation around the outside, or some finishing work. I'm not even sure where exactly yet, but I've learned that when you spot something valuable, even if it doesn't have an immediate use, it's always smart to gather it early. Just like in life, if you wait until you desperately need something to start looking, it's already late. It's kind of like preparing slowly for the rainy season. You don't start building your shelter when the clouds are already overhead. So collecting these stones now, while I come across them, felt like planting seeds for future ease. I may not need them today, but the day will come and I'll thank myself for this small effort. It's a quiet kind of preparation that pays off in ways you won't always see right away. Also, this is where sustainability starts, not just in the big chases, but in the small ones too. Instead of buying or fetching all these materials at once later on, I'm using what's already around me. I'm keeping my eyes open. The land is giving, and I am simply paying attention. It saves money, it saves energy, and it's kinder to the environment. I haven't finished collecting them. This is just the beginning. Each time I see one that could be useful, I'll add it to the pile, slowly by slowly, like everything else in this journey. And there is something really humbling about this part of the process. I'm not picking and choosing, I'm just gathering. Every stone gets carried to the pile because we don't fully know what we'll need or where it will fit. And that's the beauty of it. Right now, it's more about being present, doing what I can with what's around me. It may seem small, but this kind of groundwork holds weight. Literally and figuratively, these stones might one day support a sink base, hold a step, line a path, or even just help balance out an uneven floor. Our very good family friend passed by to check out the progress and just see how far we've come with everything. It was such a nice visit. Those moments when someone else notices the changes really remind you how much work has gone in. After catching up and walking around the site, we sat down for lunch, talked a bit more, and that was pretty much how the day was wrapped up. So the next clip you're about to see is from the following day: fresh energy, new tasks, and more building ahead. So today what you're doing at the site, inside they're finishing on the second coating of the soil, and outside they're trying to straighten all the walls, and then they go inside to straighten the walls. So that's what you're doing today. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll see some of the walls are straight, and then we proceed. I'll take you through the whole journey the way it is for today, and we see where we'll reach at the end of the day. Now that the outside walls have completely dried up, we have moved on to the next important stage, getting them neat and straight. You'll notice here they have tied a rope across the full length of the wall from one end to the other. That string might look like a small thing, but it plays a big role. It acts like a visual guide, helping to show where the wall might be bulging or leaning slightly. Once they spot any uneven areas, they go in with a tool called chuma laini. It's basically a flat steel bar used to scrape off the parts that are sticking out. You can see how carefully they are doing it, shaving just the right amount without damaging the structure. And right after that, they follow up with a panga to really clean off the rough bits and bring the wall closer to an even balanced surface. It's such a hands on process, and honestly, it takes more time than you would expect. It's about patience and detail, because once we reach the final coat, any bumps or dips left behind will still show, so this part really matters. It's also satisfying to watch, the way they slowly refine the surface, guided by nothing but a piece of string, some tools, and their own experience. That's the beauty of working with art. You feel everything, every scrape, every adjustment, it's all part of shaping the final look. And if you're just joining us, welcome. We've been building our simple village home for a while now. And honestly, it's been such a fulfilling journey. A few ups and downs here and there, but nothing we couldn't handle. Just the usual things that come with any real project. We actually have a full playlist that documents everything from the very beginning, so feel free to binge watch and catch up with us. Then let me know what you think in the comments. Also, I would really love to know, where are you watching us from? Drop your location in the comments so we can see how far this little village project is reaching. And if this is the kind of content that speaks to you, go ahead and subscribe. To all my returning subscribers who keep showing up, checking in, and rooting for me, thank you so much. You're such a big part of this, and if you're watching but haven't joined the family yet, consider this your official invitation. Subscribe and let's keep growing this beautiful space together. Can we talk about this semicircle for a second? Because every time I see it, I just smile. It's hard to believe that the same small trench we dug back then is what's now holding up this whole structure. What felt like a random digging at the time has turned into one of the most beautiful character-filled parts of the house. It's soft, welcoming, and coming together so well. After scraping was done and the walls were looking a bit more even, the next stage kicked in, something the Fundis called Majimaji Vuruga. I know it sounds like a whole ritual, and honestly, it kind of is. This step involves mixing soil and water, but unlike the second coat, this mixture is way more watery, almost like a thick brown splash. They scoop it up and throw it directly onto the wall, making sure it sticks and fills in the tiny cracks or gaps left behind after the scraping. Once the wall is nicely soaked with that slurry, the next part is what they call vuruga. Here, they throw dry soil, just plain loose soil, right on top of the wet mixture. It looks chaotic when you watch it, but it actually helps the two layers bind and create a stronger surface for the next coat. It's messy, but you can literally see the wall start to transform as it absorbs everything. The goal here is to seal up all those small flaws and prep the surface for the upcoming stages. While all that was happening outside, I decided to head back inside the house and take a little inspection tour, room by room. I just wanted to see how everything was holding up and also if there was any areas that needed a bit more love. And of course, there were a few small things to adjust, some corners that needed smoothing out, and little patches that didn't dry as expected. But overall, I was happy with what I saw. You could think of this whole step as the unofficial third coating. It's not the final finish, but it plays a big role in getting the wall stronger and more even. Every layer we add is giving the house another level of strength, one that isn't always visible but will definitely show up in the long run. We're still taking our time, being intentional with each part, and it's paying off. And as we keep growing, layer after layer, curve after curve, it's a reminder that this entire journey is rooted in what's real. Just us, the land, and a few good friends who show up when it counts. Just simple steps made possible by what's already around us and the people who come with helping hands. Now, walking in the house, I can't stop but imagine walking down the hallway, from the kitchen to the bedroom, then back to the living room, going outside to check on the birds, the dogs, kids playing, and how normal it will feel. How right. I love thinking about how I said I will only share a little here and there, but at this point, you already know so much. Honestly, I've told you more than I thought I ever would. But it's okay, because you're not just an audience. You're the people I build with, your family, your friends, and you're the kind of support that helps something like this grow strong and stay grounded. After going through the inside, I stepped out to check what was happening at the back. And let me tell you, that wall had stories. It still had so much work left, and honestly, this part has taught me just how important it is to get things right from the very beginning. If you're planning to build something similar, please just be extra careful to line up your walls straight early on. It saves you so much later. And using the right materials, that one choice can save you from headaches we now laugh about. There's actually something we did at the beginning that almost ruined the entire build. It's funny now, but back then, it was intense. Maybe we'll talk about it in a full video, but let's see if anyone can guess what it was. Drop your wildest guesses in the comments. Majimaji Vuruga was still going on, and so was the digging. At this point, we had already crossed that stage where we were constantly sourcing materials outside. Now everything we need is right here with us. The soil, our main ingredient for now, is just a few steps away, and we are making the most of it. It's such a good feeling knowing that the land itself is providing what we need to keep going. And with how much soil we need for these next stages, let's just say every shovel counts. You might be seeing just work, work, and more work, but let me tell you, as cliche as it may sound, all work and no play really does make Jack a dull boy. So yes, we are building, we are digging, we are sealing walls, but in between all that, We laugh, we crack jokes, we blast music from the speaker, sometimes even sing along badly just to make each other laugh. We make merry with what we have, and that makes everything lighter. And you have to give it to him. Shout out to my husband. There's never a dull moment around him. He'll turn even the most tiring day into something fun. Sometimes I sit and ask myself, do you ever really know what you're doing when you start, or do you just figure it out along the way? Because if you're being real, half the time I'm just hoping for the best and learning on the job. Speaking of learning, I'm curious. If you are in my shoes, what part of this build will stress you the most? Is it the planning, the sourcing, or the actual muddy work? Also, imagine collecting stones like I do, one by one, not knowing exactly where each will fit, but trusting that it will make sense later. What's that one thing in your life you've been gathering slowly, not sure where it fits yet, but deep down you know it's not for nothing? Now, let me ask, if this were your home, what small corner would you personalize first? Would you carve out a cozy kitchen nook, build a reading spot, or maybe plant something right at the doorstep? And finally, do you ever find yourself watching something like this and thinking, maybe one day I could do this too? Because if you do, let me just say, that one day always starts with one step. Do you ever get that feeling like something small has been patiently waiting for its moment to shine? That entrance, it's been quietly sitting there, part of the background, while we focused on everything else. But now that we circle back to it, it's like it's been holding a space for us all along. Strange how some things don't call for attention, but when you finally notice them, you realize just how important they were. Have you ever overlooked something simple, only to realize later that it held more value than you gave it credit for? And now that you're slowly tying everything together, I keep thinking, how does your space reflect your journey? Because with every corner we fix, every bit of earth smooth out, I feel like we're carving out a place that holds memory, intention, and care. What's one thing in your life right now that you're building, whether it's a home, a habit, or even peace of mind? Just look at that wall after the Maji Maji Vuruga. Okay, let me explain in layman terms even if you had seen earlier what they were doing. Basically, it means splashing it with a very watery mud mix, then dusting dry soil over it to help it bind and smooth out. I'm not even going to lie. I feel a little emotional looking at it now. Just a few days ago, even just today in the morning, this same wall was looking so sad, dry patches, uneven bits, like it had been left behind. And now, it's coming back to life. It's amazing what a bit of care, time, and muddy hands can do. Have you ever seen something go from, this might not work, to wow, it's actually happening? Because that's exactly what this feels like. And I think that's the part I love most about this whole journey. It's not just about putting up walls or sealing corners. It's about mending, growing, adjusting, learning how to move forward with what's in your hands. This world didn't transform overnight, and neither did we. But slowly, it's becoming something strong layered with patience, mistakes, laughter, and second tries. And the best part, you're walking this road with me, watching it all take shape, one step at a time. It's in these little changes, the corners smooth out, the world's looking a bit more alive, that I find the joy to keep going. Every handful of earth placed right reminds me we are slowly getting there. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Your support, your comments, the way you check in and cheer us on, it means more than you know. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a sweet comment below. I read every single one, and they always brighten my day. This journey wouldn't be the same without you all working with me. Same place, same dream, just a little closer. Bye. We shall try again tomorrow.